Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 9 to 5s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 153. Get it? 153. What? 153. What you want? It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router and Timothy Hall, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're excited about it, and we hope that you're excited about it.
Hooray!
Oh, man. Yes, we are like 1 month away from, actually less than a month away from being 3 years old.
Isn't that crazy?
That's cray-cray, as the kids would say.
As the childrens would say?
Maybe they don't say it anymore. Maybe like once an old person says it like me, then officially kids don't say it anymore.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
That's how it works.
They've moved on to something else.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness. Router sounded
What's
like he had been hit in the head with a brick.
Oh, in more ways than one, man. So after our we recorded our podcast last week, I was telling everybody how my tooth was killing me.
Yeah.
Turns out I have what's called dry socket,
when
a tooth is removed, the blood doesn't clot over the bone/nerve. So basically, the pain I was feeling was just raw nerve being exposed.
Oh, good.
And it was absolutely the most horrible pain I've had in a while.
Man.
And it wasn't like I could hit the side and I could touch the side of my face and it wouldn't hurt. It was just all in the jaw. It was the weirdest, most painful feeling. So I went back after that day. I went back to the dentist and he basically fixed it up, and I ended up I have a stitch in my tooth right now, or where my tooth was.
Yeah,
so he put a stitch in there, and I get that removed today. And then earlier this week, I went back to him because then he also had to work on. He had to put a resin filling on the tooth that was actually the one that was the decay. So it's just been all dentists all the time this past week.
That is not fun.
No, it's not. But my dentist is cool. I really like him a lot. And so it makes it, he really loves, he's been doing it for 30 years and he loves doing what he does. And he was like explaining the whole process to me. And I'm kind of fascinated by it. That dude has so many gadgets and so many weird little drills and drill bits and stuff.
He's like Batman.
He is. He's the tooth Batman.
Yeah, you got a utility belt for your mouth.
Yeah, it's really, really weird. I'm like, dude, you're like Inspector Gadget. You got all these crazy little things that go in your mouth and spin around, and it's weird.
That's funny.
But yeah, so that finally my mouth is under control, which is nice, and so I'm not in any pain. I get my stitch out today.
Nice.
That's good. Getting ready for vacaciones. We are going to the beach, going down to Seaside, Florida.
Nice.
It's next week, and it'll be interesting. I'm very curious how Piper's gonna. It's been a while since Piper's been to the beach, so I don't know how she's gonna fare with the sand and all that stuff. But we will see. We may end up being at the pool most of the time. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm excited for it. We're going down with Lauren's parents, and we're just gonna try to relax and just have a good time and soak up some sun. And
there you go.
Surf, and it'll be great. And let's see, what else is going down?
You gaming?
Nope.
Nice.
Not at all. It really sucks. I got Dragon Age sitting up there in my PS4 right now. Yeah. And I haven't been upstairs the whole time. I've got a ton of work to do before we leave. But I have been Hearthstoning my pants off, and it's pretty amazing.
My pants off.
We'll get the pants back on, man.
Well, let's get the pants back
exactly.
on. No, it's just, I'm just obsessed with that game. I get it, dude. I totally get it. I should have been doing this way earlier, but it's like.
Hearthstoning with your pants off?
Yeah. I do that too. And it works beautifully. And you know what? When my pants are off, I actually win more. I've noticed.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think the level cap is 60 now because I'm a level 60 hunter and I haven't gone any further than that.
My gosh.
So
it's crazy.
Pretty crazy. So it's fun, man. I've just been playing around with different combinations of card decks, and whatever quests are coming up, I'll change up and get a different like mage deck or a paladin deck or And then I'm still working on my ranked. I want to try and get to, what was I, 17 or 18 last month in ranked, and I'd love to try and get down there again.
There you go.
It's just a slow build. It's funny, you like win 2 and then you lose 2, and then you win 3 and then you lose 5, and it's like it's a roller coaster because you never know what cards you're going to get.
Nice.
But it's fun, man. I love it. But yeah, I'm really boring for the past couple weeks. Sorry, guys. I don't have a whole lot for you. It's just that I don't know. I don't feel like there's a ton out there that I'm just excited about right now.
Right.
So I want to go back to some stuff that I didn't touch before, and so Dragon Age will be it. I am missing Witcher though, man. That was just so epic.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And that's a wrap for me.
Oh.
Boring.
Oh.
I drank the coffee, man, but it's not working.
Nope.
Come on, kick in coffee.
Let's go, caffeine.
Hopefully.
There you go.
There we go. That's a little
There
bit
it is.
better.
Yeah.
This weekend, Krista had a friend in town, so I got to basically hibernate and game
Nice.
over the weekend, so that was awesome. I dove into a lot more Witcher, and that game is huge.
It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's ginormous.
Oh gosh, it's so big. I kind of have a feeling I'm going to be playing this till October or November.
Yes, you will. You'll be playing this till Fallout 4, I'm sure.
I might. I don't know. It kind of depends on what gets on my radar in the next few months. But gosh, this game is so big and it's so great.
I'm so glad you love it, man.
Yeah. And, you know, like some of the missions I've done, like I've been, like when I thought about them after finishing them, I'm like, that was like a lot of dialogue, a lot of story. And then I maybe fought like 5 guys, but I'm not at all mad at that.
Right.
Right?
Because the story is pretty cool.
Yeah, you get into it.
Yeah. The story and the acting both, like, it's just really interesting. So, I don't know. I'm just really impressed with it. So,
That's awesome, man.
Man, there's not much else to say than that just because I've been kind of boring. Yeah.
And
Nice.
Everybody has fallen asleep now.
Seriously.
Pretty much. I'm about to fall asleep.
Everyone's moving to a different podcast.
Everybody's
Like,
like,
these guys are boring.
This
Mom, next.
This is a good week to listen to that podcast I've been putting off for the last month. Since these guys aren't talking about anything.
These guys are.
Podcast Thursday.
That's good.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's snoozing to the games right now. We're always like,
Seriously.
Yeah, I can't even say I've been doing any like mobile gaming either. Just I've been trying to avoid that stuff because it just creeps in there, and then that's all I want to do.
Yes.
I want to play a lot of Witcher, so I'm preventing
Good.
mobile
There you
gaming.
go. I love that.
you're motivated to do some console gaming. That's awesome.
Yep.
You're not experiencing any glitches or anything since the update, right? Everything seems to be pretty smooth.
Yeah, sometimes when you get into battle, it like the frame rate might drop a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I have had like a couple of occasions so far where something was supposed to trigger and it didn't.
Huh.
So I don't know. Like there was a quest I did recently where you had to like. It was almost kind of an escort mission, but I think like the character just like stopped moving and we couldn't advance or something. It was weird.
Huh.
So I've experienced a few things, but they've been pretty minor because I tend to forget to save and then die anyway. So then I have to do 30 minutes of stuff again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that does stink.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they maybe could have added in. I don't know if they did or not, but to have like some kind of auto save feature where it just makes a new save file every 10 minutes or something.
So it doesn't do that on PS3. I mean PS4. It does it on the PC. It saves pretty often.
Okay, cool. So
or often.
I mean, with PS4, unless there's a setting that I don't know about, like it doesn't do any auto saves except for key moments.
Yeah, checkpoints and like quick time events.
Yeah, but when you're out in the world just kind of exploring and stuff, like it's not saving at all.
Oh,
No,
maybe
you're
it's
right.
If you go
you
through
might
like
be
an
right about
hour
that.
of stuff and then you die, it's like you lose everything.
Yep, it's happened to me. It sucks. You just learn to save after, like once you're at a point where you're like, okay, I'm about to battle or I'm about to do this that may or may not kill me, I usually just save right there.
Oh, I save a ton. And also too, like when they're like kind of teaching you to play the game, they don't really tell you about the meditate feature.
Oh yeah, to get your health back up.
So it took me a while to figure out, like, oh yeah, I can just restore my health.
Trust me, I was freaking eating stuff like a mug at first. I was like, just trying to get my.
I was starting to get fat for a minute there.
That's right.
He's like, I don't feel like I don't feel like it today. Right? Ate too much meat and beer. That's funny. I'm glad you're liking that game, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, I knew you would.
So
I'm so happy. That's great.
Is that it for you?
That's it.
That's all?
All right. We've had another Darius Rucker sighting. Hit us up, brother.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How was your week?
It's good.
That's so
Darius
funny.
Rucker approaching.
Yeah. Yesterday I was in the airport and I'm sitting there, and I think it's just because like the band is around, and so I don't know. It might have just been the way we were sitting. So like I'm sitting in the airport surrounded by musicians and guitars and stuff like that. And I guess this guy just, it's just so funny how bold and how wrong people are all at the same time.
I know.
So this guy walks up. He goes, "Man, my wife is your biggest fan. She's going to be pissed." And I never take credit for being Darius Rucker, like ever. I'm never like, "Oh yeah, that's me. I'll sign that for you." And so,
no, you should.
But this time, it caught me so off guard. What I meant to say was, "Who do you think I am?" But as that started coming out, I was like, "Oh man, you're about to sound like a jerk." And so, what came out was like, "Oh, really?"
And he's just gonna go back to his wife and be like, "Man, that Darius Rucker, he's like stuttering and it's got all kinds of craziness going on."
My brain shut down. It was like, "Tell him you're not Darius." Wait, don't. And I was like, "Oh, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Cool."
That's all that came out of your mouth.
All that came out,
cool.
and then he walked away. He just walked away smiling like,
what,
I
man?
just talked to Darius Rucker.
When that happens, you just got to own it. Just be like, "Oh man, thank you so much. Tell her I said
See,
hi."
here's the problem.
I think
if I'm overly nice, they're gonna want a picture.
Yeah,
and then when
true.
one person takes a picture, and then somebody's like, who is that? Why is he getting a picture with him? And then when he walks away and he's telling people behind me, "That's Darius Rucker over there." And then somebody's going to be like, "That's not Darius Rucker." And then I look like an idiot.
Well, that's true. But if you were able to, like, if it was one of those quick things where you're in line and you're ready to board the plane, you could be like, "Oh, thanks so much. Here's a picture." Click, and then leave.
There goes Darius back on another Southwest flight.
That's right. That's hilarious, man. I love that. I love those stories.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to tweet it out because I was like, "Oh, people get kicked."
They never get old.
Right. What else gone on? I played Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Yes. How was that?
I mean, it's pretty emotional.
Really?
Yeah. It's an interesting game. Beat it. It's not that long. And Let's Played it. And it's all up on our YouTube, which is back up and running.
Hallelujah.
Which was actually pretty quickly back up. I think by the time the podcast came out, it was back up and running.
Yeah.
What did YouTube like give you an explanation?
Nah, man, they never do. They're too big a company. After reviewing your channel, it's back up. You're like, "Oh, thanks for that."
Did they call you on the phone and say, "Hey, we just wanted to let you know"?
Exactly.
So whenever you're ready, just log back in.
Just go ahead and start uploading some more videos. So
exactly.
That happened and was awesome. And listen, it's not for everybody, the game.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear some incredible voice acting,
really?
Oh my gosh, the voice acting is crazy good.
Really?
I mean, crazy good. Router, just go watch like the first. Well, go watch like the first 2 episodes and then watch the last 2 episodes. They're only like 10 minutes long or something like that.
Okay.
I did short episodes, but the voice acting is nuts. That's
so cool.
And so that was just fun the whole time. Just like, and it revolves around probably 5 or 6 characters, and just trying to figure out this event that has happened where everybody's disappeared, and why it's happened, why it's happening, and the story's kind of told backwards. And so
cool.
So you have to kind of pay attention, but man, like there's times that you just like, I'm just standing there after some dialogues happen, and I'm like, I mean, dang, the voice acting, it's so good.
Wow.
I mean, it just sounds like people talk. It doesn't sound like voice acting.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
everybody's
to
gone to
that.
the Rapture. They need to win for voice acting something. I mean, it's so good. What else happened? I was on Fox and Friends yesterday.
Yeah, man.
The
How'd it go?
television show. It went okay. You got to get up pretty early.
Yeah, you do.
To go sing and be outside. But
before they were shooting, were you like, can I just put my head down here for a second?
Oh,
and
you
they're
definitely
"All
feel
right,
like that."
And go, and you're just like, whoop,
you're like, no.
pull your head up.
Yeah. So that was a good time up in New York, for a quick trip up to New York. And what else happened this week? Yesterday was my anniversary.
Yay!
Awesome, man.
Yeah, 8 years anniversary yesterday.
That's so great.
And you know how I said I've been getting delayed on planes a lot?
And this week was no exception.
This week was no different. So I was supposed to get home at 4:30 yesterday. Had a babysitter lined up. Was going to go out to dinner. We didn't land till 9 o'clock.
Oh.
So we were in the Charlotte, North Carolina airport for way too long.
Because of all the rain.
Yeah, it was lightning, and then they had something with the plane, and so we got on the plane. They were like, "Oh, we had to shut the gateway down, or the bridgeway, so people couldn't get on the plane." And then that finally opened up after a long time of waiting. And then,
man,
and they're like, "Oh, there's still lightning in the area," which I'm glad they're playing it safe. I'm not trying to fly with lightning. You know? What I mean?
Yeah. No, you don't want to mess with that.
And then we sit there. The captain comes on. "Sorry, I wish I had some good news for you. I don't. Blah 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 blah. But you can get off the plane." And we were like, "Woohoo!" And so we got off the plane, went and got some pizza, sat around, then got back on the plane, and then came home. So
the captain came on the intercom. "I don't have some good news for you,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you can get your picture with Darius Rucker."
out in the concourse.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my adventurous last week.
Well, man, I'm sure you'll make it up to Jenny.
Exactly.
I'm sure you don't have a choice either.
Except for the fact that I leave tomorrow again. I'm going to Oregon. And so we're going to try to go out tonight and make it happen.
Nice.
Yes.
Good.
Whew.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Happy
man.
anniversary, man. That's awesome.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right, that's it for me. Oh, what am I playing? I guess I played Everybody's Going to the Rapture, and, obviously I'm playing Witcher still.
That's awesome.
Oh.
That patch for Batman isn't done yet for PC, is it?
Why would you even bring that up? I'm
I'm
just
trying to figure out. It's getting close to the end of August.
I know.
Man, this
I'll
freaking
check.
game came out last month. What's going on?
No, they need to put...
Did you get a refund for this game?
You should.
I know. I paid so little for it. It'd be hard for me to ask for.
Oh, there you go.
Well, Router, you got it?
Well, let's bring this on, shall we?
Well, let's do it.
All right. New releases this week. Tales from the Borderlands Episode 4, Escape Plan Bravo.
Oh, yeah.
Telltale, back at it again. PC, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360. Xbox One exclusive, Smite. It's a free-to-play online battleground between gods game. For PC, PS4, and Vita, Volume.
Oh,
No
yeah.
idea
I
what
saw
that
that.
is.
It's like a, I think is it a horror game? No. I don't remember.
Okay. Good.
I do remember seeing that though.
Resident Evil Revelations 2 is being released for the Vita. This is kind of surprising. For the PS4, Helldivers Super Earth Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. So for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, it was Zombie U, but it's just Zombie now with an I at the end. So
what?
They're releasing what was Zombie U for the Wii U on PS4, Xbox One, and PC as Zombie.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I hear it's horrible. So whatever.
Jeez.
It's just all these like re-releases on. I don't know why this is all happening now, but because I guess
it's cheaper than making new games.
That's true, and nobody's got any new games right now for us. On the PS3, PS4, Vita, and Wii U, The Bridge. The bridge. The bridge.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over.
The bridge is over. And then for the PS4 and Vita, Triad Wars. A lot of just weird, abstract games this week.
Huh.
But I think I want to try Tales from the Borderlands at some point. I hear it's good.
Yeah, I do too. And since they've just released episode 4, I think I'm just going to wait on the whole thing to come out.
Yeah, at this point, I might as well too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I'm every once in a while I'm just jonesing for some Telltale games.
Exactly.
They're just so good. There you have it. Back to you guys.
Nice. Hall.
I feel like I'm going to mess this story up.
Did we have
tired.
Did we have an oops at all?
No, I checked. We are good, man. We've been pretty solid.
I think I saw one.
Oh.
I think there was the Tetris theme song that we all know and love. I didn't even realize that wasn't on the NES version. I played that so much as a kid.
Oh, I only played it on Game Boy.
Everybody knows the Tetris version, so like the Tetris song so well.
You mean da 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 da?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like it's not on the NES version, and I completely forgot. I guess,
but it's on the Game Boy version, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
I want to feel like that's the only place I played it.
Yeah, because I think the NES was really like one of the only places I played it. So trying to think of like how I would know that song. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
But the NES version still had great music.
But it had the what did it have then? Just a different song? Or was it? Oh, Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies?
Yeah.
That's exactly. Sugar Plum. Yep.
Nice.
But it was like a nice chiptune version of it.
Nice.
Okay. And it had that Can't remember what that's from though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's awesome. Nice.
Well,
hey, that's not bad. That's not bad for MTTG. Oops.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We're not completely out of the loop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you aiming towards?
What was I gonna screw up? Let's see.
Yes, bring it on.
Justin Bailey, formerly of Double Fine, has launched a crowdfunding platform called Fig. So think Kickstarter.
Okay.
This service offers equity funding up to and including a cut of the revenue of a game.
Wow.
Oh, really?
And,
okay.
Yes, and I kind of feel like this is a thing because Kickstarter. There's a lot of rumblings about Kickstarter and whether or not it should be equity share, especially for the backers that are putting up $1,000 to $5,000.
Right.
For now, the investment is only open to accredited investors. I didn't really know what that meant, but it typically means that you have assets of over $1 million. But Justin Bailey has confirmed that they would like to open the investment ability up to everyone. So including, backers who are only, putting forth $5 or $10.
Wow.
So this is basically like kind of what Kickstarter could evolve into, or something similar to this, where there's an actual skin in the game.
Sick.
Yeah, but how are they going to make their money?
Well, basically, I think their idea is that when people know that they're going to have a skin in the game, there's going to be a lot more funding for games. that are on this platform.
Yeah, I can see that.
Router,
I mean,
are you saying how are they going to get their money once the game sells in the stores?
Well, yeah. I mean, how are they going to turn a profit if so many people are investing? Good Lord, I would not want to be the accountant for that. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh!
Because if everybody gets a percentage based on how much they invest, I mean, you have to base everything on volume. So you have to sell a ton of this game in order to make any type of profit.
They've got to have like a lower. They've got to have a tier system, right?
I'm sure there's got to be.
Maybe the lower, the people who are funding it at a lower amount don't get any revenue share. But people who are going over, say, $100.
Yeah. So what's that cap? What's that limit? If I'm giving $1,000, do I actually get a 0.0 something % of revenue? If I'm paying $5, I get a Coke and a smile. You know what I mean?
The website actually looks really slick. So maybe they've kind of built this. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Maybe they've built this into the system. Like when you say pledge $100 for a project, you're automatically getting revenue share as the game is sold. Like maybe they just automatically update the numbers to the website or something.
It can't be that little. I mean, you have to give like $1,000 before.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of minimum requirement in order to any type of revenue sharing like that. You have to put a lot more money in.
Right.
We'll see, but it looks like they've given this some thought because I know they've been invested in by the company that I think has invested in like Oculus.
Oh wow,
cool.
So yeah, they're getting some.
Are they going to be put on the investment cover of Time magazine looking ridiculous?
One can only hope.
Yeah, let's hope.
Doing a slow motion high five or something like that.
So stupid. That cover was ridiculous.
Exactly.
We're still talking about it though.
Exactly.
So they did something right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's really interesting. So the Tony Hawk 5 soundtrack has been released. And for anybody that played Tony Hawk as a kid, like I did, knows that usually you know that soundtrack by heart. And so it's a big deal to get your songs on Tony Hawk because you know you're going to be singing these songs all. It's kind of like my love for the Offspring, even though Offspring might be a terrible band, but because they're all over Crazy Taxi, I love the Offspring.
That's awesome.
And so, but my boys from freaking Family Force 5 got a song on the new.
No way.
Yeah, on the new Tony
awesome.
Hawk. Yeah.
Good for them, man. That's awesome.
So I texted them the other day. I was like, dude, congratulations on Tony Hawk. And so I just.
And he was like, Tony, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, those guys are indie enough to know what's going on with their business. But I just thought that was really cool. And I was like, man. And they've got a bunch of songs. And I feel like, and maybe all these guys are hip hop and I just don't know, but it feels more rock and stuff like that than
that's cool.
in the past.
And maybe they're taking it back to the roots because one was like punk and
right. Yeah,
punk,
that's what this feels like. Yeah. So it's a bunch of bands I never heard of, but maybe you guys have heard of them. So Anti-Flag, Bully, Cold Cave, Deaf Poets, Dear Mother, Frank P, 100 Visions, Icon for Hire, Killer Be Killed, Rat-a-Tat, Royal Blood, The Orwells, The Schizophrenics. So it all feels like bands.
Oh my God.
You might as well have just been speaking in tongues.
Yeah, seriously. That's just all like
after you said Anti-Flag, I was like, oh yeah, this sounds great. Let's hear it.
And then didn't hear about anybody else, right?
No idea. Yeah.
Death from Above, 1979. You ever heard of that?
Nope.
Yogi and Skrillex.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we've heard of that.
Love me some Skrillex.
Yeah. So anyway, all that to say, I've never heard of any of these guys except for Family Force 5, and it sounds like they're going like Hall said. It sounds like they're going back to their roots.
They're going underground.
Yeah. Because I think it got real hip hoppy there for a little bit. What else you got, Hall?
There's a Darth Vader PS4 coming.
Yes, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah, it was unveiled at Disney's D23 Expo.
Yes.
I think this was a few days ago.
In Japan, right?
It looks awesome. So, not much to say, except for I think the more like interesting part of this news is that they're going to have like some of the older games coming forward. And I don't know how they're going to be handling this, but there's going to be 4 downloadable titles: Super Star Wars, Star Wars Racer Revenge. I'm not sure which one that is. Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, I did play that one, and Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I remember that one being canned.
Oh, really?
Panned, if you will.
Huh.
So, Star Wars Racer Revenge, was that the one after Episode 1 Racer, maybe?
Shoot, I don't know.
Super Star Wars is awesome if it's the one I'm thinking of, the Super Nintendo one.
I couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, Super Star Wars was so good.
Really?
Yeah, for the Super Nintendo.
Nice. I didn't play any of those games.
Yeah, they're going to be, I guess, bringing them forward to the PS4 with trophy support.
That's awesome. People will love that.
Wow.
That'll be great.
Where's Dark Forces?
I mean,
that game's not
you should send a letter.
Great, but...
Send a letter, Hall.
Handwritten.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
That might actually do something, because they'll be like, what? Somebody wrote a letter?
Somebody wrote a letter?
He must mean it. So did you guys hear about the Part-Time Gamers podcast and the guy from Nintendo?
Yeah.
So on August 3rd, a guy went on the Part-Time Gamers podcast and I guess kind of just spoke candidly about his time there at Nintendo. His name was Chris Pranger. He was the localization editor. I don't know what that means, but you got to have a lot of people over there
with a lot of different titles.
Yeah. And so I guess he kind of just goes on the podcast and, because Nintendo, who else? Disney. There's a lot of people that are very tight-lipped, these tight-lipped companies. And so this guy goes on the podcast and then gets fired for going on the podcast.
Wow.
They're like, thank you, but no thank you. We could do this without you. And I can't believe you went on a podcast and talked about. And it didn't seem like he spoke real negatively of Nintendo. But the Nintendo said that they have no comment on this topic other than to wish Chris the best in his future endeavors.
Wow.
Yikes.
He must have said some stuff that was embargoed or some exclusivity stuff. I mean,
he might have had something in his employment contract too that said, you don't go do this. Publicly speak for the company.
Right.
Even though he wasn't like coming out and saying like, well, I'm exclusively speaking for Nintendo.
Right.
Just being on a podcast, maybe they just felt that way, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, was he bad-mouthing them or was he...
No, he really wasn't bad-mouthing them. I think he was just kind of just speaking a little candidly, like, buddies. What I read, it seemed like he was kind of... I mean, like, say, just for example, could have said something like that. Like, yeah, it sucks over there that this, that, and the other happens. But, we deal with it and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It could have been something like that, and he got fired. I got to give it up to Delvin Cox was the first one to put it on our Twitter. That was the first place I saw this story. So
that's cool.
Give credit where credit is due, Delvin. Appreciate it, brother. So yeah, I thought that was interesting, and that would suck that you're like, oh yeah, I'm just going on here with my buddies because I think he knew somebody. That's the whole reason he was on the podcast in the first place, and then got fired. Like when you're the buddy, that sucks. When you're like, hey, will you come on my podcast? Yeah, man, I can't talk about XYZ. He's like, oh, that's fine. Just come on and we'll just have a good time. And then next thing you know, you get your buddy fired.
Yeah, that must be fun.
That's like us telling somebody what to do.
That's not awkward at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think everybody's kind of practicing like keeping their mouth shut with that kind of stuff. Because I've listened to podcasts in the past where somebody was like, well, I just got a job at XYZ, so this is going to be my last episode.
Oh wow.
So I mean, and I can't blame them. Like for the last company I worked for, it was in the the pro audio industry. If somebody I was talking to was from a magazine, like basically I knew to not talk about anything, basically.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
Because it could be quoted.
Wow. Interesting. What else you got, Hall?
Keeping with the Star Wars theme, Disneyland has mentioned, or Disneyland and Disney World has mentioned that they're going to have some Star Wars themed areas
Nice.
And very vague.
Yeah, they've been pretty vague about it, but they've said there will be cantinas.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I guess they're going to have one that's going to kind of resemble Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that should be pretty awesome.
That's sick.
That's really cool because I'm really hoping that the rumors that at the Animal Kingdom they're going to put like this huge Avatar complex and this Avatar like
That's
theme.
right. Yeah.
Like I hope that changes because that's old. That just dates you really bad.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder they must. I mean, they've been doing construction over there. I'm sure they're still working on something. I hope that it changes to something that's more a little bit modern. I love you, James Cameron, and all, but come on, Star Wars, let's do this.
Well, what's interesting is that
more modern Star Wars 70s.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
Well, that's what I was about to say. What's interesting is that like they just got a aerial Little Mermaid area, and so
Yeah.
I was talking to one of the guys over there who will remain nameless because we don't want to get fired.
Yeah, we don't want anybody fired.
But he was just saying how slow the company is really to give a movie an area. He was like, we just got Little Mermaid, that came out forever ago. And so it's interesting how slow they are to move on these things.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a while to build and
but Little
get it all
Mermaid
put together. I know, right?
That's forever ago.
Put a crab out there and
exactly.
A chick with a flipper
Yeah,
suit on, and you're good to go.
We went and saw her last time. She was there. And that woman stayed in character, boy.
Awesome.
Oh yeah,
That's what I was freaking love about
they're
Disney.
pretty good.
Like she should have cracked. Like while we were in line, there were some adults that said some pretty weird things to her, and not weird, but like, oh my gosh, I love you, or just kind of playing it off like, okay, I just know you're a person. And that girl did not crack once. She was Ariel.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
I love when they're pros like that.
Oh yeah, she went in.
Yeah, that Darius Rucker lookalike, man, he didn't crack at all.
Yeah, exactly. I keep it together for at least.
No,
3
he
seconds.
just said cool.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? That's so awesome. I love it. You just had a shutdown.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. My brain was telling me to do too many things at one time. Set them
That's
straight.
so funny.
Speaking of worlds, it was also announced at D23 that Big Hero 6 is going to be a world in the new Kingdom Hearts 3, which will be very fun. If you've played Kingdom Hearts, you know that you kind of go through different worlds, and Big Hero 6, that should be freaking fun.
San Francisco?
Yeah, what was it called? Yeah, is that how it said? San Francisco?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I love that movie, man. That movie is so good.
That movie is good. You're right. I'm just glad that somebody wasn't scared to have a bad guy. I was like, yeah, a bad guy, like a proper bad guy.
Yep.
Evil.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love it.
Evil.
They announced another world too. I just can't remember what it was.
Tangled.
Yeah. There you go. Which I did not like that movie for whatever reason. I know it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I don't know why I didn't like it. A lot of people liked it.
You'd think they'd have a Frozen world, right?
Oh, that's coming.
It's got a DLC.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it probably will be.
And then when you delete it, you can be like, "Let it go."
Exactly. Nice. You're not even a dad yet. Dad joke without even dad.
Yeah, you got that.
Are you still playing any Fallout Shelter?
No,
Okay.
I literally played it for maybe a week or
Really?
2 weeks. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this will mean anything to you, but that game has done very good in its debut month. 85,391,869 vaults were created.
What?
Wow.
81,996,694 babies were born.
Oh my God.
There's been 1,082,650,875 sessions played, game sessions, which add up to 29,076,178 hours played. Woo, that's a lot. And there's been 118,778,049 roach infestations. That's a lot of roaches.
Man, don't tell me this game isn't going to just blow everything up.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I mean, people have been waiting for a long time, and I don't think I think I'm underestimating how much people are looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And I think it's going to turn a lot of heads.
So what was wrong with the app? It wasn't fun?
I guess maybe it just got monotonous really fast.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, at least for me, but there are a lot of people still playing it, I'm sure. So more power to you. I downloaded it right away just because I'm excited for Fallout 4. So.
Right. Well, speaking of iOS games, Final Fantasy VII has made its way to the iOS, baby.
There it is.
Oh, it has?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
And it's, I think, $16, and
Of
Square Enix.
Of course it is.
So I probably won't be buying it. You have to be running iOS 8.0 and up. But the classic RPG is on freaking iOS. Crazy.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And they have, for those that want to kind of dip their toe in and don't want to grind, they kind of have a God mode. So they kind of have built-in cheats where you can set it to where you skip random fights, which, Final Fantasy is all about random fights because that's how you level up. And you also can have max XP or max, what would you call it?
Health?
Stats. And so you could kind of beat anybody. And so they're really kind of like showing people, it seems like they're wanting people to enjoy the story more than have the full, PlayStation, what we had to go through on PS1.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really interesting. Router, you sleep?
Yep.
Anytime we go into Final Fantasy, that's like Router's.
I just shut down.
Router's time.
Let's go
take a nap. So I thought that was really interesting because that's a really interesting way to do that, to bring an old game to now and then, really
tweak
not have
stuff.
Yeah, not have the grind, which I think kids would enjoy more. Because you can do it either way.
I don't know, man. Fine, 6-second videos.
That's what
6 seconds of entertainment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the fact that they don't have to grind, they could just go get the story if they want to experience the story.
That's true.
So, and skip all the battles. So all you have to do is freaking. I don't know how you would know how to fight once you got to freaking Sephiroth. You'd be like, I don't know, X. So,
X. And then he does that thing where he blows up the earth and it takes like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness.
What else?
Our attention spans have just changed so much since that game was released.
Drastically. I tried to show Amara Fievel Goes West. No.
Oh,
the first one, American Tail.
American Tail? That's a sleeper.
Yowzers.
Yeah.
I remember loving that movie, and I was like,
"Yep,
this is slow."
It's an epic 3-hour-long movie.
Oh, it's so sad. It's like that comparison I made with like Anchorman 1 to Anchorman 2 and Dumb and Dumber 2 to Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, or whatever it was called. Dumb and Dumber 2.
Well, the newest one was Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
It's just so, like, the comedy is so much faster in the newer ones. And, like, with Anchorman, like, that first movie was only, like, 10 years ago or 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of crazy how much faster comedy feels like it's had to be.
That's nuts. What else you got, Hall?
Keeping with the Final Fantasy VII theme.
Yeah!
There is a kind of an independent project in development called Final Fantasy VII Reimagined. And it is Final Fantasy VII Reimagined as a side-scrolling beat-em-up.
What?
Yeah, with Cloud and Tifa, and it's pretty cool.
Was it on Kickstarter or something? Where is that at?
No, I think it's just a group of developers doing it as a free project because they can't really ask for money for it. So I guess they've got one of the levels done already. It's being developed in Unity. I think you can download it at their website.
No way.
FFVII-reimagined.com.
Say that one more time for those that missed it.
FFVII-reimagined.com.
That's FFVII-reimagined. Yeah. Nice. All right.
So we're checking out. It's PC only.
Still asleep.
I watched the video and it looks great. So
nice. The Mortal Kombat movie turned 20.
Oh wow, really?
This last week.
That's crazy.
20.
That's crazy.
20 years ago that movie came out. That's crazy.
Watch it now. It looks like it's about 30 years old.
Yeah.
And, when stuff like this comes back out, then, some fun facts come out. And Sonya, the blonde white girl, sorry, is that racist? Just like, that's
Nope.
who she is. For those that don't know the game, Sonya's a blonde
I'm just
white
going to
girl.
comment on Sonya.
Sonya.
I think her name is Sonya.
Yeah, Sonya. She was supposed to be played by Cameron Diaz.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
But during training for the movie, Cameron Diaz broke her hand, and Bridget Wilson Sampras stepped in and is the Sonya that we know. The movie made $120 million off of a $18 million budget. So
Wow.
that's way in the black.
That's really nice.
Yeah, exactly. So
Can't do that anymore.
right. So that was the only one I saw. I never saw any of the other ones. I know that there was a Annihilation, and was there a third one or just a second one?
I think there was only a second one. I remember a lot of people saying they walked out on Annihilation. It was so bad.
Gosh. And then there was a TV show or a web series.
There was a TV show on cable, and I don't remember what channel it premiered on. I think I remember seeing like reruns on USA or something.
No, I'm talking about just recently. Or was that a Street
No,
Fighter
there's
2
two different
show?
things. There was a TV show first, and then there was a web series.
Oh, gotcha.
And the web series came like much more time had passed before they did the web series.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the web series started as like a fan made thing, and then they kind of turned it into a legitimate thing.
Nice. There you go.
Nice.
So a guy on Twitter sent Phil Spencer a tweet. It said, "Very silly question, but if X1 essentially has a 360 emulator, how much work would go into making an original Xbox title backwards compatible on the Xbox One?" Phil Spencer says, "I don't think it's silly. I asked the backwards compatibility team this question a lot. Need to finish 360 backwards compatibility for now." So I don't know if that's Phil Spencer saying like, maybe in the future, backwards compatibility to the original Xbox, but that would be awesome. And I have no idea what I would play outside of Shenmue 2, but there's probably a bunch of great games for the original Xbox.
In a more cynical world, he's like, "Why aren't you playing Xbox One games?"
I know. Why do people want the old stuff? I remember watching you guys remember Mitch Hedberg? He was a comedian, passed away on April 2nd, a couple years ago. Well, what's
R.I.P.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing a special and it was going awful. And so he started doing old jokes and people started loving it. And he goes, "Y'all like my old stuff better than my new stuff." And that's what made me think of with all this backwards compatibility talk. Like, as the people making Xbox One games, like, Hall, you got to be so right. They're like, why does everybody want remakes? Like, what the heck? We're out here busting our butt to make new stuff. And people are like, can I play like original Xbox games though? Like, geez Louise.
I mean, some of them hold up. Bring them forward, I guess.
None of them hold up. There's no
they
way.
emulated a bunch of them on Xbox 360. So you might as well bring at least those forward, because it'll be an Xbox One emulating an Xbox 360 emulating an Xbox.
Nice. I like that. Paul, you got anything else?
Twitch is now playing Dark Souls. That's pretty funny. You know, I mentioned the Twitch plays Pokemon probably a little over a year ago, was it?
Maybe so.
Yeah, it's basically where a bunch of people jump into chat and they're playing a game, like a community is playing a game together.
Yes.
Because they're giving a move list through the chat, and then the actions are taken in the game.
Right.
And apparently they originally had it set up just like Twitch plays Pokemon, where it was just like a free-for-all and everybody was like throwing up a turn. And I guess they couldn't get out of the tutorial.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way they could do that.
Yeah, but they switched it to a turn-based thing where I think it's like every 20 to 30 seconds, basically they take all the commands that were given, and the commands that were given the most is the command that is taken out.
Huh.
Oh, wow.
So it's I guess they've been able to get a little more progress in the game with that. I'll just be interested to hear if they beat the game, because that would be hilarious.
There's no way they beat it. There's no way.
I don't know.
Those games are hard, right?
Yeah.
Those are really hard.
Yeah, there's no way. That would be incredible. Oh my gosh. So the Pip-Boy, that little arm thing that you guys from Fallout love so much. Well, the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition sold out so quickly, and they said they couldn't make any more. And then all of a sudden, it was for sale again, and they're gone again.
It magically appeared and then magically disappeared.
This thing is humongous, though, on your wrist.
Yep.
So obviously, it's got to be just like a collector's thing. Were either of you guys interested in picking that up for a split second?
Nope.
I mean, as much as I liked Fallout 3, I don't think this interests me that much.
What was it?
I mean, it's perfect for a collector. Like that's who's getting those anyway. But yeah, I don't need to have this big old thing on my arm.
It's the kind of like the wrist computer thing that you walk around the wasteland with. They give it in Fallout 3. They give it to you just before you leave, like your first area.
Yeah, it's like your stat counter. It has kind of all your vitals and all that stuff. You know what you have, your inventory.
Was it in the first
you
two
can
games?
look at the map on it.
Was it in the first two games?
I think so.
Did you play the first two games, Hall?
I played about an hour and a half of the first one, but I don't remember much of it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure it was, though. I'm pretty sure it's been a staple since the beginning.
Nice. You all out?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for you? Ryder, you all out? Ryder's like, I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I'm all out.
Stop.
I had a nice nap, thank you.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. This week was no different. We asked you guys, what was your best eBay or Craigslist video game find? And we'll do this real fast.
Hello, MTTG cast. Try this again. This is Ryan from Texas, and I just got your question about best thing you've seen on Craigslist or eBay, and you bought it, you were excited for it. Well, really quick, I saw a PS3 way back in the day. It was about just $100. Like, shoot, I'm about to get this.
I know that's right.
And I went on the eBay, and I got the little hurry up purchase so it comes faster, and it was amazing. And when I got it, it was just a box.
Oh,
and I looked on the box and it said PS3 box. Yeah, I was mad. Y'all are great. Talk to you later. Love y'all. Peace.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's awesome and horrible all at the same time.
That hurts my feelings.
I hope he got a refund.
No, he better. I'm sure he did.
Oh my gosh. That
on a technicality,
why
too.
people even do that to other people in real life? Humans selling
stupid.
Oh, PS3 box. And that means if it was $100, oh gosh. Hopefully that means it had been like bidded up and everything. Oh,
I've heard so many stories about that where like somebody be like, it's a picture of a PS3, that you're buying.
Yes, that makes me so sad.
I mean, they have to be specific in the description what you're buying. Because, I mean, if it did say box, you could get away with it on a technicality.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, at least there's like
Which is
PayPal
horrible.
buyer protection and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
mhm.
that does help.
Heading over to the forums, we got Kevin Austin. He said he got an original NES with 35 games, and most of them actually good, for $50. And it also included 2 controllers, a light zapper, and a freaking Game Genie, and everything worked.
Is this recent?
Wow.
$50. That's awesome.
I was gonna say, if this is recent,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Nick Fallhaber said, I got a copy of Tengen, the Tengen version of Tetris for the
Yeah,
NES. Complete inbox with manual and everything for $1.50 at Goodwill a couple years ago.
That's awesome.
He said the cartridge
Wow.
alone sells for $50 to $60 usually. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Let's see. And PJ4OSU said, I just bought a second Xbox One for $125 with GTA 5. So I traded that into GameStop for $40 so I could get my Xbox One. Wait, he must have meant Xbox 360. So I can get my Xbox One for $85. I also got an $80 PS4 during the crazy Walmart price matching Amazon deal. Lord have
Nice.
mercy. Somebody cleaned up. Let's see. Run. This is over on Twitter at Iowa Runner. Garage sale listing for SNES, N64, and GBC, which would be that old GameCube. Or Game Boy Color. Sorry, Game Boy Color. And about 30 games, $70 total.
Wow.
Also, Wind Waker for GameCube. That's where I got it from. For $5. Ryan
That's
Hillis
awesome.
at RC Hillis, $60 for a Vectrex. I don't know what that is. VECTREX.
It's an old all-in-one console that had the screen.
Oh, nice. 50 cents for Splatterhouse 3 complete. 50 cents for Silent Hill.
Wow.
And 33 cents for R-Type 3. Where did you go, Ryan Hillis?
He went somewhere where nobody knew anything about video games. It's that magical land that you go to.
Exactly. You're right. Rainflow at Flowing with Rain said, video game? Does my $80 brand new PS Vita count?
Ooh.
That's crazy. The fat one with the downloaded code for Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's nice. I love that somebody mentioned Goodwill because, like, depending upon where you live, like, some of the employees like don't really know what they're putting out on the shelves.
Very
Right.
true.
I've been to thrift stores where, like one of our local thrift stores, I found a Mac Mini on the shelf and got it for $10.
What?
So
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
So thrift stores are like a great place to find good deals like that.
What did they think that was?
I don't know.
And why didn't they look it up?
I was like, can I plug this in real quick? And they were like, sure. I plugged it in. It booted up. I was like, I'll take it.
For $10, you asked if you
Actually,
could
no,
plug it
it
in?
was $9.
Oh,
my
man.
gosh. What'd you end up doing with it?
I sold it.
For how much?
Just over 100, I think.
Nice. Little profit there. Well done.
Oh, that's
How do you think I buy
incredible.
games, man?
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for your question. You guys know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast, YouTube.com. We have our YouTube is about to explode in a couple weeks, and we're excited to share with you guys what's going on. Just a teaser. And this week we're going to start the giveaway for the Exorbi Expert Gamer Chair, which is going to be awesome. I'll do an unboxing of it so everybody can see it, and then we'll start on the giveaway. It's going to be fun. I cannot wait to give this thing away. Awesome company. They're not really bean bags, but they feel like bean bags, but they keep their shape. It's pretty incredible.
That's cool.
Yes, and
Love
it's
it.
really comfortable. So excited about that. And marriedtothegames.com. Come check out the forum. Hall?
Rate us on iTunes, and hopefully our YouTube channel won't die again.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully one doesn't have anything to do with the other.
Hopefully they'll be like, oh, these guys are an actual business, I guess. Even though we're not really a business. Married to the Games LLC.
Exactly. So you can't sue us. Sue the company. Let's get into some questions.
We'll start with email. Gerald Schneider. Hi, my name is Gerald.
Hi, Gerald.
I just started listening to the podcast on Tuesday, August 11th. Started with episode 1. I am on episode 36 now as of Saturday the 15th. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. He's going to be sick of us.
You guys are getting better with every episode. I have reached out to you on Twitter and was really surprised to be responded to. Thanks. I listened to 23 other podcasts. It took me a few episodes to really get into it. I love Gabe's energy.
Yay.
Yay.
Gabe's the one with the energy in this podcast.
Yep, exactly. Now a little about me. I'm 38, married 13 years this December, no kids, but a little dog named Minx.
Nice.
Lives in Clarksville, Tennessee, but work in Nashville. I've been playing games since I was 7. I play all types of games. I really like the Assassin's Creed.
Play all types of games.
I really play all types of games. I really like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Hitman, and GTA games. One of my favorite games is Minecraft.
Oh, shoot.
Started playing it on the PS4.
He's about to get really upset.
That's right.
as the podcasts keep going.
Not sure this has been asked on the podcast yet, but what is your food, drink, and sitting position of choice while playing games? I think we've had that question before, but because he's new, I had to give him a shout out and say, hey, thanks for joining us. And
yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for going back through. That's crazy.
I know, man. That's insane.
We got kind of a Nashville listener.
Yeah,
they live in Clarksville, but they work in Nashville.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a long drive.
That counts.
That
counts.
is a long drive.
It does count.
That's our second Nashville listener right there.
That's right.
Sitting upright. Drink of choice. I don't know. I don't drink and eat anymore while I play.
Yeah, I don't either.
It used to be like Doritos and orange juice. Like it used to be something crazy, like whatever my mom had in the fridge. But I don't know what it is now. I mean, coffee and quietness. Please, can I get some quiet?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm the same way. I have a setup upstairs, couch, and I game at around 5 o'clock in the morning when I wake up. That's one of the first things I do for about an hour. So I'm not really eating or drinking anything at that point, but I'm just sitting on my couch with my Pulse Elites, just
sitting
hanging
on the
out.
Toilet. Sitting on the toilet.
Sitting on the toilet.
do you remember that
flush.
Nice.
So,
actually, I think my answer has evolved since the last time we did this because it's been a while.
Yeah.
But I used to drink like probably a can of soda a day, and I don't really drink soda hardly anymore.
Good for you.
So I drink mainly water now, and when I play, that might be like the one soda I drink in the course of a month or a couple of weeks or something. So.
Until Game Fuel comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Game Fuel comes out, that'll be a different story. But like,
then it all gets thrown out the window, and he's guzzling it.
Exactly.
I mean, after you don't drink soda for a while, though, like you really don't care for it much anymore.
And it's so sweet.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I go through at least a case of water every like 5 days.
That's great.
That's good.
What you need.
That's really good.
Yeah, buddy.
Gerald, thank you so much for that. Welcome to the show. We love having new listeners, and I hope we don't disappoint you.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. I forgot to mention, like, eating something, like, that's so hard to do in game at the same time.
It really is.
Yeah, unless you're playing a slow game.
Or you can, like, I've popped some candy, like, just grab an M&M and, as you're going or something like that. That's always good.
Yeah, it's got to be the candy that doesn't get sticky. It's got the candy shell.
Yep, it's got that hard candy shell.
Love it.
Moving on to Facebook, Joseph Grimm. What is the deal with all the remake of games? Maybe I'm just noticing it more. I love my PS4, but the lack of new games is disheartening. And with Sony overtaking Microsoft in the console wars, it would be essential for Sony to have a stronger lineup. Couldn't agree more. I think that was that's probably the one issue that Sony is facing too, is that they push back. I mean, we were supposed to have Uncharted 4 this fall.
Yeah.
That got pushed back. So many things got pushed back, especially once these new consoles came out. I kind of get it because it's new. It's new hardware. There's adjustments that need to be made, so you can't predict everything. But I feel like it's a little ridiculous that everything's being pushed back. And hopefully the way I see it is, I think they're still working out all the kinks out. We should be nearing the end of that, and people should, developers should be kind of on a roll now. They should be able to be more comfortable with everything and really start knocking things out. So I think by 2016, we'll probably see a lot more coming out and a lot faster and less delays. That's my hope.
But I'm right, so, man.
I'm right there with you, man, because right now I'm just twiddling my thumbs, just being like, okay, what do I play next?
Right. And I think, too, it's just disheartening when games, when you feel like, with the remakes and everything, you're like, I want that to be a sub-team.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For a lot of these games. Because some of these games, they're not changing anything. They're just like doing the graphics better. You know what I'm saying? You're like, no. Get back to what you were doing,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah,
what you got to
They
do.
probably do hire contractors in a lot of cases to do this stuff, but when I think back to last gen, like it did take, I feel like maybe 2008 was like the first year of really good
it definitely
titles.
Took a couple of years to get them to get pumping.
I mean, you look at it from now. I wasn't playing games when the PS3 first came out, but look at when PS3 first came out, and then one of the last games was Last of Us. Like, think how much
that's crazy.
That has spanned in that time, and how much has grown graphics and just everything in that span of time. So I think it's the same way with computers too. Like when new computers come out, and just in new hardware in general, my rule has always been I usually wait a year because that's when they get out a lot of the bugs, and everything. And usually it's cheaper too. And just there has to be that adjustment period, and we're still going through that, I think. And that's the problem. Developers are still trying to just kind of feel out what they can, how they can push the limits of these consoles. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's just it's frustrating for a gamer.
I think this holiday kind of kickstarts everything.
I agree.
After that, we'll probably be seeing a lot of hard-hitting titles.
I think we're going to be hitting the ground running, and I think it's going to continue. Like maybe we'll have a lull January, February, but man, come March 2016, it's on. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff coming up.
Let's freaking get it already.
That's right.
Yeah,
moving on to Twitter, at Sith Nightmare, who's getting Final Fantasy VII on iOS. He said, I bet Gabe is already chasing after Yuffie for his materia. What the heck does that mean?
I'm so glad you read that.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
What in the world does that mean?
You got to find her
Yuffie
first, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yuffie was a character that you could actually skip. You didn't actually have to have her in the game. But you would encounter her and she would steal stuff from you, and so you would go chasing after her. But you had to say like the perfect thing to her every time you ran into her for her to become part of your party. So her and Vincent, there's another guy in Final Fantasy that you actually can beat the game without having them around.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you guys are geeks.
I love Final Fantasy VII.
That is one game and one genre I just do not get. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, even though you're an RPG guy, you're a Western RPG guy.
Yeah, I'm a Western RPG guy. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's JRPGs. I'm just like, what crack are they on? I mean, it's just awful.
It's weird stuff.
JRPGs for a long time were like the console king for RPGs.
Well, you have to remember it was just RPG. It wasn't JRPG at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
They
kind of started it.
It wasn't until the West started making RPGs that we differentiated the two. Like that used to be the only option.
Yeah, they're like, hey, let's not make this so trippy, and let's trim this down a little bit.
No more talking cats.
Yeah, and let's get to the general public now, and not go over people's heads.
In the West, yeah, exactly.
I was going to say like our RPGs or the West's RPGs like started becoming a thing on console, maybe PS2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder what those first ones were. I don't know. I only played JRPGs at the time.
I think, I imagine one of the first Western RPGs to be like
Elder
a
Scrolls and
force
stuff
on the
like that?
console was Morrowind.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
At Jamie Bissett, as we said before, Big Hero 6 and Tangle confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 3. What world do you want to see announced next?
Ooh,
That's good. Well,
Let's
Hall
see.
did mention Frozen.
Yeah, and it's hard. I don't know what to say, only because I don't know. I didn't play the second one, so I don't know what worlds already actually exist.
Yeah.
I guess they could do something Marvel now, right? Or how about Star Wars?
Oh my gosh, yeah, since they own both universes.
Shoot, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hey, let's do Hoth.
Star Wars sounds great.
I could see a good
excellent.
like mini game with
Have a little
Hoth or
lightsaber
something
battle
like that.
in there, fighting alongside Luke.
Oh man,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, or the Rebels. You know that cartoon that they do.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, Star Wars, Clone Wars.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Right.
Yeah,
Huh?
I wouldn't want them to put any of the prequel trilogy in there.
No,
just,
sir.
just the regular
No.
stuff. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't exist. Just like when you're a Matrix fan, like 2 and 3 don't exist. Just Matrix 1.
Yep.
It would have been hilarious, like, when Disney announced, I think when they announced Force Awakens, they were like, all of this expanded universe stuff, like that all doesn't matter anymore. Like, we're moving ahead with a new thing. It would have been funny if they were like, yeah, in the prequel trilogy, that didn't happen either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know what you're
that.
talking about.
That's
We
funny.
have no recollection. I cannot recall.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Like, hey,
man.
you remember when that guy and Natalie Portman were? I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope. Who is this Natalia Portman you speak of?
I wonder if she takes that movie off of her resume.
Oh, I'm sure.
Nah, man. If you're in Star Wars, you put that on your
I know.
resume
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
put that on with a highlighter.
The guy who played Jar Jar definitely puts that on his resume.
Oh,
Yeah, you know he does.
and you know he ain't getting any work.
He just doesn't put Jar Jar.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's right.
me thinks that's a bad idea. Good question.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Star Wars
Moving
for
on,
sure.
Lucas Ham Swisher at Mr. Ham 111. I've been playing the memory match game recently with my kids, and they're already beating me. What smart things do your kids/dogs do?
Oh gosh.
I had to say,
That's
Piper
funny.
has a very good memory of just different instances, like even things that happened a year ago. Like we would drive by something, and she would say something like, "Oh, remember when this, and this happened?" I'm like, "How do you remember that? I don't even remember
Really?
that." I mean, it's pretty amazing what they. I mean, right now she's such a sponge, and she's just soaking everything up.
Yeah, what they
And
retain.
it's pretty amazing how she can pick that stuff up. Be awesome if she had a photographic memory. That'd be amazing.
I know. Gosh, what does Amara do? I mean, I think it's so hard because I think every parent thinks their kid is smart
Of course.
when they're probably, just regularly
Yep.
regular
When they're
smart.
just regular.
Oh gosh. Hall, you go. I can't think of anything.
Finnegan is a Jack Russell, so he's ridiculously smart.
Oh yeah.
A little too
Oh,
smart
yeah.
for his own good.
That's the kind of dog from The Mask, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't remember how many tricks he has, but it's a lot, and he can learn new tricks, and he's 9.
That's pretty
Nice.
awesome.
So,
And he learns them quick too, doesn't he?
oh yeah, for real. And then our dachshund, we always call her Peanut Brain because she's kind of smart, but not really. Like she's just like, I'm just here for the food.
Yeah.
So,
I love, but you gotta love dogs like that too. They're just like, they're adorable when they're like that. They're like, oh,
yeah,
you're
not a
sweet.
care in the world.
Yep, you're sweet. That's how
That
Thaxton
so
is a little
funny.
bit. He's just kind of doo-doo-doo going around.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Amara, gosh, what does she do? She's been drawing a lot lately. And what's weird is that now she's drawing and we can actually tell what it is.
That's great.
And so that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Because she'll be like, hey, this is a giraffe. We're like, that is a giraffe.
Holy cow.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's
it's not
awesome.
a big deal, but it's definitely like, it feels like where faces used to just be scribbles.
Yep.
Look, I drew you a picture, and you're like, oh, isn't that some ink on a paper?
Right. Isn't that a splattering? Did that just spill over, honey? What
Exactly.
happened?
Yeah, exactly. Is that something dead? Is that roadkill?
Is that roadkill? Dude, she's going to be 4 next month.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's
Yeah, I
insane.
didn't get
Wow.
that. Yeah, that is
Holy
insane.
cow. That just hit me.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Nope, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, good question.
Great question. Here's our last one. Man, everybody was snoozing this week on the questions. It's probably because we were a day late.
Yeah,
But,
dollar short.
thanks to everybody for giving us your questions. Here we go. Arctic Warlocks. They always give us some good stuff. Disney trying to keep this place afloat till your visit next month. Laugh out loud. What are your thoughts from D23 on park expansion? I love it. I mean, now that they own
all of Florida.
Yeah, basically. I mean, they definitely have. There's tons of room to expand. I think now that they've bought more IPs like Star Wars and Marvel, for me, I think they've kind of. I think for a while Disney was just a little more old school. Like everything, their movies were old school. Everything was coming out of the vault, and now they've just escalated themselves to now they're modern. Now they're on the cusp of new and cool, and I think that really helps their image as well. And so their parks have to do the same thing. I mean, I always think for the cool factor, I've always thought Universal Studios has a lot of very cool rides. I've never been on them, but
you've never been to Universal?
No, man, I have not. I have not been to Universal in ages.
You have got to go.
I know, that's the thing. So to me, Disney's very like your traditional old school theme park. Universal's kind of the cool, modern, younger,
They're
hipper.
trying to be the hip thing.
Yeah, they're trying to be the hip
appeal
thing.
to teenagers.
So I think now with Disney having all these assets, they can really do some great stuff, and I hope they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've never been to.
Well, here's the thing.
Universal.
I'm not a huge roller coaster person. I'm starting to a little bit more
You're
now.
not?
No, but I mean, now with my nephew Liam being such an adrenaline junkie, like I'm going to have to go on more stuff.
I don't even know you.
But if it's just the three of us with Piper can't go on any of those rides.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's SeaWorld and Disney World for us, basically.
Man.
But yeah, I want to get there.
Here, hold this. I'm going on the ride.
Yes. we need to do like a parents only trip.
Yeah, I just handed the baby, hold this. I'm going on this ride right quick.
See you in a couple hours.
Because Jimmy's not a roller coaster person either.
If you want to ride rides, you guys should go to Cedar
Point.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I've been. I've rode all that crap.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Those are awesome.
Man, thank you guys for the questions. That's great.
Yeah,
Wait,
man.
Did we answer that one? That last one? Did Hall answer?
I mean, the D23 park expansion.
Oh, yeah. What do we think about the expansion?
Yeah, Hall, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just wish it didn't take them so long.
I mean, it takes time to build this stuff, though, I guess.
It does take time.
Jeez Louise. I want them to hurry up with it.
I know, right?
But
Come with it.
Anytime, as long as the ticket prices don't go up.
Oh, that's going to happen.
Already
Come on.
Crazy
That's
expensive.
going to happen.
I know, but I'm just saying.
There's no way they could keep that price point with all the money they're going to spend on this stuff. Because now with technology and everything's so much more advanced. Yeah, we're going to be paying out the nose.
I know. Shoot. Well,
but then again, with technology, I was going to
say
say things are like digitally controlled now, so I guess it's a little bit cheaper.
It could be.
They don't have to have so many analog pieces and parts to do those rides anymore.
That's true.
I don't know. Who knows? It may be more expensive. I'm not an engineering person.
Yeah. You're not a Disney engineer?
No, Imagineer.
Golly. Crazy. Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for the question. My question of the week comes a little out of no place, but it got triggered because of something Hall said last week, actually, or the week before. We were talking about a handheld. Are handhelds dead? Could somebody come out with a handheld that we would actually buy? Now, we know 3DS obviously is killing it, but that's like an anomaly, Like, could anybody come, because I think Amazon, all these guys, Xbox, Microsoft doesn't want to do it, but Sega tried their hand at it for a while. All these guys have, money where they could try to do something new, but is it dead? Could it happen? Could it come back again? Hall, what do you think?
I think for adults, smartphones have replaced what they would consider a handheld.
Oh yeah.
So,
I
don't want to say like all adults, because I mean a 3DS is pretty awesome, and a lot of people our age, I'm sure, get them. Yeah, but
but how much do you want to be carrying around when you're mobile, though? You want your phone. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's already on you.
Exactly.
Right. You don't want a phone, your iPad, and a 3DS. You want everything all in one. And I think that's where I think mobile is just taken over, especially in the. But you're right, in the adult world, because you have the ability to dial and talk to somebody and play games and browse, all that stuff. If you're a child and you're not allowed to have a phone yet, then a 3DS is perfect. But that's a good question. Why is the 3DS such an anomaly? Is it because it is catered to those type of kids?
I have no idea.
It's a beast every time. When we used to do the charts, RIP charts,
right.
3DS games were always, any new 3DS game that ever came out was always in the top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
And stayed there. And I think it's just because they've got it down, and they probably have it pinpointed where it's going to be probably more kid-friendly or more family-focused games, and they're just fun. Boom.
Yeah. I agree.
It's crazy.
Let us know what you guys think. Are handhelds dead? Can they make a resurgence? I don't think it's going to happen, personally. But these guys, man, they could come up with something crazy out here. And we'd be like, oh, snap, I thought I would never buy another XYZ, and here I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, here we are.
Just like with the
It
Oculus
makes you wonder
Rift,
if there needs to be a next generation handheld. Like maybe they could just keep going with the 3DS. The graphics are good enough.
Yeah, they really are. I agree. Nice. Let us know. Use hashtag AnswerMTTG. Thank you guys so much. Remember, you can call us 702-703-MTTG. Let us know what we jacked up this episode. Hashtag MTTG Oops. And we will address it next week. Thank you guys for being here. I am Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Timothy Hall. And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Peace!